pick up and escort the ambassador's son. You fly down with him tomorrow. Keep an eye on him, just in case.
Don't be concerned, Melville. I'm just going to Scarborough.
What's so great about Scarborough? The town is a sewer.
I grew up in Scarborough.
Was it a sewer then?
My folks still live in Scarborough.
It's a shame you won't be visiting them. Your reservation calls for you to return immediately.
That's why I took the assignment without a fight.
You can't stay. Central Accounting was regarded as an unauthorized interfamiliar visitation.
Bet you can't say that again. Suppose something happens that requires,
It won't.
It will. I promised.
I told you that we were going to visit an ambassador.
Hey, any ambassador of yours is an ambassador of mine.
Why do you always dress like a lumberjack?
He didn't tell me it was formal.
It's in his home.
Oh, I'll wait in the car.
You'll do no such thing. You'll go with me. It's your assignment. And try to act as though you've been in a house before.
I do hope I don't break anything.
Oh, that's a lovely suit, sir, but...
But what?
Well, intending no disrespect, Mr. Greenspan, isn't it a touch formal for daytime?
He's got a meeting with a VIP.
Hello, Father. Mother would like me to say that I'm having a wonderful time and never want to come back. The truth is that she bores me as much as you do.
We take out that.
The food is adequate, but hardly nouvelle cuisine.
We use that.
Quite frankly, there aren't places I'd prefer to be, and I dislike being used as a pawn.
See? A little spice job. It'll be perfect.
When's he get there?
Tomorrow. I meet the plane at Scarborough and drive him to his mother's summer house.
Found a spot yet?
I'll take the back road, same as always. No reason for him to get suspicious. We can do it here or here. I think this bend might be better. You cut me off on the inside and push me onto the shoulder.
Have to rough you up a bit. Just to make it look good.
Just don't overdo it.
Why do we need that?
In case he doesn't say what we want him to.
Okay. I'm in on one condition.
Name it.
When it's over, the kid, he ain't around pointing us out.
It's all right with me.
Sure. I hate rich kids.
Look at this place.
Oh, it's magnificent.
Did you call and get permission to park out front, Melville?
Please try and behave, VH. Melville Greenspan and VH Adderly to see Ambassador Kendall.
Yes, if you'll go right through to the patio, the ambassador will be right with you.
Thank you.
Come at you.
This is the way to live.
You know how Kendall made his money?
It's neither here nor there. He's an ambassador.
Was.
Once an ambassador, always an ambassador.
Well, your always ambassador's ex-wife provided the money.
That's none of your business. And just remember,
Played Monopoly with her dough. Got a profile as a high roller. Well,
Sorry.
she stayed in the shadows.
Right more. Tell Sebastian to get down here right away.
Melville Greenspan, Mr. Ambassador.
Ah, none of that. Frank's good enough. B.A. Charlie?
At your service.
Good. Sit down, guys. This'll be quick, so you won't be late for your next meeting. You've been briefed?
No.
Whatever it is, it's routine for us.
I'm sure. Anybody want anything? Coffee, tea, booze?
No, thank you. Nothing at all.
Anyway, I'm sorry for taking up your valuable time. But when the witch cuts the wind up, there's no reasoning with her.
Could you say that in English?
She's playing off the terrorists and the hijacking scares.
You mean the former Mrs. Kendall?
Who else? It's not good enough that she gets them every summer. Now she wants a chaperone on the trip. Hey, which one of you is taking them?
Mr. Adderly will.
Okay, the flight leaves at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
And you be there a half an hour earlier.
Yeah, we'll meet you at the check-in.
What's happening at the other end?
Your chauffeur will be waiting at Scarborough Airport.
Excuse me, but Master Sebastian won't come down.
You mean he won't? We'll see about that. Sebastian! Get your butt down here!
He said if it's important, you can come to his room.
Hey, you hear that? That's the witch's influence. Sebastian! Maybe you'd better go up and introduce yourselves. Okay.
Come in. Yes?
I'm Adderly. I'll be traveling with you tomorrow.
How exciting.
For you, maybe.
What's your first name?
Mister.
Do you make banal conversation when you fly?
That depends who I'm traveling with. This trip I'll probably sleep.
But your function is to protect me, am I correct?
Something like that.
Do you think that's a job for a grown man?
You don't want to know what I think.
You have interesting answers to questions. All right, Mr. Ali, you can go now.
See you tomorrow. Junior.
Approximately 65 minutes. Weather there is sunny, and we're expecting a smooth ride here. Thank you very much.
Mr. Adderly,
Mm-hmm.
do you see anyone who might be a terrorist or hijacker?
A 3 or 4. But I think we'll be safe for now.
I trust your judgment, Mr. Adderly.
Thanks.
The reason I trust it is that my father obtained a dossier on you yesterday, and I read every word. Were you really as good as it says?
Drop it.
Don't be modest. After all, you were a top agent in Europe.
Keep your voice down.
I can't. It's changing.
Then shut up.
I know why you keep your left hand in your pocket. Government bureaucracy is so heartless. Duties are better.
Don't knock yourself. You're my ticket to a family reunion.
How did they torture you? How did they crush your hand? Did they use a jackhammer?
I see you're reading the sports section. How'd the Jays do? They got shut out. Sorry. Me too. Can I borrow your mirror for a minute?
You look just fine to me.
Thanks. Bingo.
The car is just downstairs, Master Sebastian.
Thank you, Brett.
All passengers on flight number 410, please contact the ticket counter in the main lobby.
Where's the car, Brett?
If you'll wait just a moment, I'll bring it around. No need to detain you any longer, sir.
It's been a pleasure traveling with you, Mr. Adderly. You're an excellent companion. I quite enjoyed our little chat. Perhaps we'll meet again.
I don't doubt it.
Balderdash. You want to visit your family? You pay for the flight.
I'm telling you, the man was watching us.
I know.
Reading the paper and doesn't know the baseball scores. That doesn't prove...
And he followed us through the luggage area.
He was looking for his luggage.
He didn't get any.
Maybe his went somewhere else. Didn't you ever hear of lost luggage?
We've sent you after him.
Put Mona on.
Take the next flight back, Adderly.
From now on, I'm dealing with Clack on this, so you tell him to accept my calls. Now put Mona on.
Hi, it's me.
Mona, you make sure he tells Clack I'm calling about something very important.
Next flight, Adderly.
And if Melville doesn't call, you call.
And keep everything crossed on this beautiful.
Room for one more?
Well, this is certainly a surprise.
What's going on? I'm just trying to visit my family.
Mr. Adderly was born and bred here. Could you believe that? Such humble beginnings.
The madam expects us.
Suppose the plane was late, Brett. Our pleasure. Carry on.
Thanks, Junior. Come on.
Why the hell are we going this way?
Step on it. Left to the next corner, then right at the alley.
What the hell's he doing now?
Now left.
Get out of here! Quick, let's go. We're gonna lose it.
Okay, Junior, don't say a word. We're getting out. Move with me.
Stop.
Come on.
Sebastian wants to meet my folks. But you said the next corner. They've moved. I just remembered.
It's going to be an enriching experience. My first visit to a working-class home.
Yeah?
What are you doing? We've lost him.
Don't worry. Remember, Brett's driving.
Either they're not in or they're not very anxious to see you.
Maybe they're at the country club. Hi, Mom. I'm home. Where's the back door?
In the back. What you
Hey,
doing?
one ask where we're going.
You just did.
Nice to have met you, Miss Adderly. Is this the ruse you use behind the Iron Curtain?
Never mind.
Adults don't tell children about anything.
You don't come with me, you'll always wonder what this was about.
Mr. Adderly, are we being followed?
You kidding?
I checked. They went through that house.
Yeah, who knows where? We'll know when we find them.
Get in.
me to pay for a cab.
For some reason they don't cruise down here. Come on, it's just another mile.
Has it been a mile yet?
Okay, listen hard, Junior. You forget the dossier. Your father and I work for an electronics firm. I've just been transferred home from Europe. Your father and I are here for some meetings, but he's busy, so we're going to meet him later. You got it?
A little pallid for a cover story.
You just stick with it, or I'll... One wrong move, I'll turn you over to them.
They don't frighten me.
Huh, that's funny. They frighten me. Come on.
Virgil.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, no, dear. Well, this must be Virgil Jr.
I haven't been away that long. Hi, VH. Hi, Dad.
That's him with Janet Weyerhaeuser. Did you know that she was engaged?
I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Virgil, in front of the boy.
I'm past the impressionable age, ma'am.
Turn the page. Come on. Yeah, how about that? Made all conference that year. VH made all conference twice.
We finished our little stroll down memory lane.
Yeah, he's right. Boys probably starved.
We had lunch on the plane.
I wondered what that was.
Well, now, maybe something cool to drink, young fellow.
Maybe a white wine spritzer.
You'll have milk.
Yeah. That's when he came back from service.
Did you go directly from there into electronics?
What exactly do you do in electronics?
A little bit of everything. Design, operation.
My dad's putting him in charge of research and development.
I thought that was your job last year.
At a smaller firm. Scarberg's changed a bit since I left.
And not for the better. Now, the creeps that hang around will be murdered in our beds.
Who will?
Yeah, we're just talking about the neighbors, dear.
Oh. They swear at me.
Who?
There's big kids around here. There are 3 of them that used to hang around the pool hall. Now they come over here and block the sidewalk. I have to walk right around beside them. On the language that they use, really.
If I was 20 years younger.
Well, I told them once, you know. I said, it's a good thing that my son isn't here because he'd teach you some manners.
How are you going to teach manners to animals?
Maybe Mr. Adderly could try.
Drink your milk. Ever think of moving?
Oh, every day, son. Most every day. You haven't got $50,000 lying around, have you?
Afraid not.
Didn't my father say something about a Christmas bonus?
Not to officers of the company. Excuse me, I have a long-distance call to make. Collect.
Oh, sure. Charge it to a soulless company. I'm sure our stockholders could afford it.
It's got to be somewhere.
Keep looking. We have looked through the whole neighborhood.
What are we supposed to do? Ask the police to find him? Move!
Major Clack, please. VH Adderly.
I envy Mr. Adderly.
Why, his football career or his military career?
Having such nice parents.
Oh, my. What a sweet thing to say.
You tell your folks to keep a close watch on you or we'll steal you away.
I doubt if they'd even notice. They're divorced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My poor thing.
Not really. It's a pleasure only having to deal with mother and father one at a time.
Yes, I'm still in Scarborough.
Then see the boy gets where he's going.
Before we get into that, Major, we have a slight job reassessment problem on our hands. Right now, I'm miscellaneous affairs. Taking on kidnappers isn't my job, so maybe you'd like to get a couple of your top boys on it.
That'll take 2 hours. You're already there.
I know I'm already here, but if I'm not good enough for a European assignment...
That's blackmail.
Major, such an ugly word.
Forgive me.
Okay. What I'm suggesting is that if I get the Kendall kid back to his mom all safe and sound, you put me where I belong. Paris would be a nice place to start.
Now, you listen to me, Adderly. Ambassador Kendall's a very powerful man. If anything happens to that boy of his,
It'll be your neck. My orders were to make a quick round trip. I'm catching the next flight back.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't want it to happen this way, Adderly. I wanted to come as a surprise. But there is an opening coming up in Paris. I've been considering you for it. Okay, it's a definite offer. But if anything happens to Kendall's son...
It'll be over my dead body, Major.
Now that's music to my ears.
Where's Junior?
Oh, he went out when you were on the telephone.
Out? Where?
Oh, beats me.
Oh, I think I know.
Where?
Oh, my goodness, you're still the impatient one, Virgil. Do you know, I remember when you were a little fella, you couldn't wait for anything.
Please, Mom, if you have any idea where he is.
Well, I was telling him that I was sure that before you go back, that you would give those 3 hoodlums a talking to that they would never forget. And he said, the longer sociopathic behavior goes unchallenged, the more difficult it becomes to change.
That don't count.
The hell it don't.
I said it don't count. Okay, okay. You want something?
Where is he?
Well, there's a he, and there's a he. You take your choice.
What are you doing, man? You made him ruin this chart again.
Easy, easy. We got us a table kicker. The big man comes in, kicks the table. He's got something on his mind. You got something on your mind?
Where's the kid?
You got 5 seconds to get yours.
I don't use them.
What do you got in your pocket then?
Yeah, let's take a look. Hey, we got us a one-armed man.
How'd you do it, man? Biting your fingernails?
The kid came over here to teach you guys some manners, so tell me where he is or I'll do it for him.
And you're gonna do all that with one hand.
Talk very fast.
Kid in fancy clothes. Didn't belong around here. We were just gonna shake him down a bit.
But?
But 2 guys in a brown car grabbed him before we could.
From now on, you're gonna step aside for women. You're not gonna say anything they wouldn't hear in church, otherwise I'm gonna be back. Do we understand each other?
Yeah.
Our arrangement was you stay in Scarborough.
That was before the kid was snatched. And your reaction to the kidnapping is to return to Beck's.
No, to return to the point at which the kidnappers are likely to make contact.
What makes you think they won't contact his mother?
You're the captain of industry. Everyone knows you've got the money. She just lives quietly in the country.
We've had all your calls rerouted here.
Make sure you tell his mother he's been kidnapped. She thinks I've got him. She thinks we stashed him where she can't get him.
I'll be glad to tell Mrs. Kendall that her suspicions are unfounded.
You do that. Now, did you tell me you were followed on that plane?
Observed. Then again at the baggage claim area.
Then why the hell did you take him to your folks' house?
To change the pattern. Give him a touch of the unexpected.
Which, by pure coincidence, took you to the home of your parents.
That's a departmental matter, Ambassador. It'll be handled departmentally.
Meanwhile, you could help us with some leads. Who would have a motive?
My ex had a motive. She accused me, but it makes as much sense the other way.
I was thinking of a political motive, sir. Perhaps some group you alienated while...
I don't alienate people.
And I've never heard of revenge as a motive for kidnapping.
It might be well to assume.
We'll assume nothing. We'll wait for their call. If they call.
And if they don't?
Then we'll assume Mr. Adderly is. Answer it. And, keep whoever it is talking.
Hello.
Ambassador Kendall?
Yes, speaking.
It's gonna cost you $3 million. Cash. Get it together. Go to his mother's place. We contact you there.
But...
It's too fast to trace. Can you raise that much?
I can try.
Then do so. Meanwhile, I'll assign 2 of my best men to this.
I'm the best man for this.
It's better that they meet you at your former wife's house.
No, this is mine. I lost a kid. I'll get him back.
No. Not when a human life is at stake.
Major, this one's mine.
He's your son. You call it.
Okay. But this time we don't stop to visit your parents.
Wonder has been your leverage ever since I stopped funding your investments, darling. So no, I'm not prepared to get upset.
I admire your cool, Edith.
I've always had cool, Frank.
Still, in this sort of situation...
I'm not sure what sort of a situation this is.
It's a kidnapping, according to miscellaneous affairs.
And who might they be?
It's a government sub-agency. We try and keep a low profile.
I've never heard of it.
Then we're succeeding.
Take my word for it.
I don't mean to be cruel, darling, but taking your word for it has not always been the very best policy.
Maybe this will help.
It's going to cost $3 million. Get it together. Cash. Go to his mother's place. We'll contact you there.
I know they don't mention his name, but when a boy disappears and the father's told to amass a large amount of money and wait for a message...
I believe it's a kidnapping now. But are these the men?
That's why we've been undercover on this. No police, no media. How else would they know?
Mr. Adderley's done this sort of thing before. He'll bring these men to justice after we paid the ransom and got Sebastian back. Now, about that ransom, I may as well tell you, $1 million's about all I can raise on short notice.
Maybe we can manage with that.
No, we won't have to. You're always a very wise investor with my fortune, darling. It's the least I can do.
Now, just like we told you. You're all right. But you're scared. You want to go home. Put it in your own words. Okay.
Don't you need a marker? Something to identify the tape. Extortion, 1 apple, take 1. Dad, I'm all right at this moment. I don't know if I'll remain all right after you deliver the money. Clearly, we are dealing with men who are mentally and emotionally deprived. Don't give in to them!
You think you're smart.
Never mind. We'll use the other tape.
Yeah, good thing we got one. Score 1 for Bruce.
Brian? Rats. Bruce Brooks Brookner.
That was one time you're a little too smart, rich kid.
She's asleep. Promise to wake her if you call. I don't suppose we'll be able to trace the call.
I doubt it. They move too fast.
You know, it's funny. This is the first time in years we've been able to talk without yelling. I never thought Sebastian would bring us together.
Maybe it'll all work out for the best.
Tell me something. What do you think of Sebastian?
I don't know much about kids.
Oh, you're very diplomatic, Mr. Adderly. What you mean is, you think he's a real pain in the neck.
I wouldn't say neck. A little lower down, maybe.
Well, you have to admit, he's smart for his age.
Yeah, he's smart for any age.
I guess he gets that from Edith. I wish I hadn't had to ask her that $2 million.
Her son, too.
Yeah. But the way she was brought up, money's the father's job. I don't suppose we'll get that ransom back.
Yeah, it's hard to say. First, we have to get the money to them. Then we have to get Junior back, and then we have to try and grab him.
Give anything to give her back her $2 million. Hey, it's your department, isn't it?
Once we get him back, we'll probably call in the police.
Look, I don't care who does it or how. I'm telling you, after all this is over, if I can grin and give her back her $2 million, I'll pay you a reward of 10% of my million. You don't have to answer. You don't have to say anything. I'm just telling you. If what I say works out, you get $100,000. And nobody lives in Scarborough with that kind of money. No, I don't know the place you're talking about, but I'm sure her chauffeur does. Of course he'll be along. I give you my word on everything. Now, you give me proof you've got the boy and that he's all right.
Sebastian, your old man wants to talk to you.
Hello, Father. The food is adequate, but highly nouvelle cuisine. Quite frankly, there are places I would prefer to be.
That's enough, Sebastian. Satisfied?
Now, don't try anything.
Listen for yourself. Go ahead, Adderly.
Hello, Father. The food is adequate, but highly nouvelle cuisine. Quite frankly, there are places I'd prefer to be.
Now, is that Sebastian or not?
Yes, of course it is. He's alive. For how long?
Oh, now, Edith, enough of that. The boy's got spunk, and I know exactly what to do. We'll do it, and he'll be back in 2 hours, won't he, Adderly?
I'm not sure.
What does that mean?
That was a tape.
Of course that was a tape. You made the tape.
No, before that, your son's voice on the phone was a tape. See, first of all, people talk differently when they're speaking to a tape recorder. There's an artificial quality. We're embarrassed about talking to a machine. And secondly...
Quite frankly...
That was a splice.
Then Sebastian's voice was taped.
Well, like you said, they probably called from a phone booth. Why would they drag Sebastian there? For all they know, the police are after him. So they made him tape something.
And the splice?
I don't know. Maybe he tried to sneak something in saying where he is.
He didn't.
Didn't what?
He didn't try anything foolish, and he didn't make that tape.
Then what about the splices?
Be quiet, Frank. So what makes you say that Sebastian did not make those tapes?
Oh, he made them all right.
But you just said that he...
But not since he was taken, not in the last 6 months. Haven't you noticed his voice is changing? The boy soprano was last year's model.
Well, what do you recommend?
I'd hold off on the payment until you can get some proof that they have Sebastian and he's alive. Now.
And how would you do that?
The next time they phone, get Sebastian to tell you that day's Blue Jay score or the closing stock market.
What? How would he know about that?
They have to get him a newspaper.
Look, if they get the idea that we're trying to stall or trying to expose them, that's when they start to kill. I don't know what you're after, Adderly, but I'm telling you this. You're not going to become a hero at my boy's expense. The money gets delivered according to instructions, and Sebastian gets back tonight.
You agree with that?
Yes.
He's your son?
Just sit tight, kid. Another 12 hours and all your problems will be over. I promise.
I know the spot, sir.
You're sure? Just beyond where the main highway crosses 25A.
Yes, there's a little dirt road about 50 yards up, sir.
With a trash container.
Yes, sir. I've hunted there before, sir.
Well, go there now and put this in the trash container.
Very good, sir. I assume this has
Assume nothing, just do it. Don't open the case. Don't look around after you leave it. Just leave it and get back here.
Yes, sir. I should be back a little before daybreak. I only mention it, sir, because if I'm not, you might want to notify the police. Good night, sir.
No reason for you to stick around. Unless, of course, you can think of some way to make this more complicated.
Quite right. I'll take a hike.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm doing what I was told.
Why didn't you look in the case?
I'm an honest man.
You're in on the job. The original plan was to snatch the kid while driving, so the exact route had to be known.
They followed me.
They?
Whoever.
No, you mean they. You're the inside man. And as to the hunting around here, or did you mean fishing? Because I grew up around here, and I happen to know that the only fair game's anyone that'll believe you. I'm going to give you a break.
Thank you.
Between you and them, there's got to be a conspiracy. Now, the first person that talks gets the easiest deal. We don't have a whole lot of time right now, but I'll make sure that you get the credit if you answer just one. Where's the kid? You start talking. By the time you get out, they'll be bottling sun rays and using it for canned heat. Talk, damn it. Where's the kid?
Okay. Hunting cabin. Top of the dirt road.
This'll just hurt for a second. How you doing, Brett?
Who does it?
Loser does it.
Call. Heads. So long, kid.
Lucas! Car coming.
Can't be Brett.
He's not supposed to come here.
Unless something screwed up.
Stop right there. How you doing, Junior?
What took you so long?
Thank you, Mr. Adderly. What happened? How did you do it?
Later. I think he's hungry.
Not really. Maybe just a little quiche Lorraine and Irish coffee. Thank you very much, Mr. Adderly, and give my best to your parents.
Try and make baritone, Junior.
Hey, Sebastian. You all right, son?
Might be a few bills short. The case flipped open during the exchange.
Doesn't matter. I'll stand by my deal. And when you next see your parents... No?
You're going to need it for your lawyer's fees. Not that I think you intended to have your son killed, but you dealt with some wrong people.
What are you talking about?
The phone calls were the giveaway. Nothing about have the money in small bills or don't phone the police.
So they were dumb crooks.
And the tapes Sebastian made. Those must have been made last summer when he was with his mom. I guess he's too lazy to write.
Well, suppose they were. I mean, somebody could have stolen them. As a matter of fact...
No way, Ambassador. Because when you heard them, you didn't say, hey, that's what he told me last summer. But that wasn't your first mistake. If he was my kid, I wouldn't want a guy like me on the case. The guy who lost him. Unless I thought that was a sure way that he wouldn't be found.
Why would I kidnap my own son?
I can think of 2 million reasons. But you can explain it all to them.
I thought I'd find you here.
What was your first clue? Excuse me, I got to say goodbye to my folks.
Say it from the car. We've got to get to the office now. The post office says someone's reusing stamps.
I'll break that ring of evildoers starting in 10 minutes.
Sorry. We barely have time to get to the airport.
That's all right.
Sorry. Gotta go.
Bye-bye, dear. Now, you write to us.
I will.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And you do right this time.
I will.
Well, I wish you could have stayed longer.
Well, that's the electronics business for you.
Yeah.